Well, the whole project thus far was working to get back into the Premier League. Today, we're here for the finale of our Premier League campaign. And the question is, can we pull off the unthinkable and somehow stay up?
As the Uruguayan curls one in. Oh, Middlesbrough take the lead!
What is up, guys? Matthew here. Welcome back to another episode of Project Boro here on FM24. And I said to you guys in the last episode the circumstances to which we would be here and we'd be back if we were still with a chance of staying in the Premier League. And I am relieved to tell you that with 3 games to go, we have a chance to stay in the Premier League. This is where it stands. We've got 3 games to go. We've got Liverpool at home, Norwich away, before hosting Newcastle on the final day, of course. And this is what has happened since you guys were last with me. So, we beat Leeds, as you know, and then got beat by Crystal Palace. Owunya got himself sent off. That was extended to a 2-game ban, by the way, and thankfully we'll now have him back for the final 3 games of the season. But we then hosted Manchester City, and I tell you what, we put in a fantastic performance against Manchester City. We competed very well, we had chances, and City got the 1 goal in the 17th minute, which edged them out by beating us by 1-0. We very nearly got a point against the champions, and they are champions, by the way. City have wrapped up the Premier League at a bit of a canter, it is safe to say. And we then went to Goodison Park, and this was a big one because results elsewhere did go our way. Wolves and Leicester were playing one another. Of course, they are the 2 sides above us, and we were able to capitalise on that. We come from behind to beat Everton. James Garner scored first, McGree and Hackney with 2 quick-fire goals, and we held on. I went 5 at the back, 4 in the midfield, 1 up front. It was 5-4-1. Ultra defensive, park the bus. I was begging and praying in that final half an hour. We hung on, and we did. And that means that we are currently in this position. So, Wolves and Leeds are just above us in terms of the relegation zone. Leeds are actually on a terrible run. They're only 2 points clear of us at the moment. They have lost their last 6 in the Premier League. They've lost 7 of the last 8. They are in diabolical form, and it's safe to say it's hit them at the worst time possible. Wolves are just above them. They are 1 point ahead. As I say, they played Leicester, and again, couldn't have been a better result if we asked for it, really. They drew 3-3 at the King Power, which means neither pulled significantly away from us. So Leicester and Wolves are only 3 points clear as well. Bournemouth, you could say 6 points clear, are safe. Newcastle, pretty much safe as well. So, yeah, it's exciting. It's on at the moment. It is on. We can possibly do this, but it's going to be tough. You know, Liverpool up next. They're not having the best of seasons, in fairness, but yeah, still, to beat Liverpool is going to be a tough ask, and we don't want to lose ground on any of the guys above us, especially with 2 games left. We want to try and climb out of the drop zone now. Of all times, this would be the perfect time to do it. Blackburn have been relegated, though. They are 10 points adrift now. They've faltered at the worst possible time. They were going through the same sort of form we were going through in the new year, and I fear we'd have been pretty much in the same position as them if we'd not started picking up wins in February. And it started off with the win over Blackburn, essentially. So, we've got 3 games today in the Premier League. 3 games to finish our Premier League campaign. The question is, can we survive in the Premier League? Let's get started, and let's host Liverpool and hope we can get off to a good start. Okay, so here's the team then ahead of the game at home to Liverpool. I did forget we do have an injury, quite an important injury. And for some reason, Awoniyi is still suspended. I felt absolutely certain that he was only suspended for 2 games, but they must have extended it 2 games from the first game that he was suspended by. So he's also missing today, which is a little bit annoying. But Mads Hermansen is in goal. He's finally found form between the sticks for us in the last couple of games. He's been pretty good, to be fair. Walters, Lenihan, Vandenberg and Manning are the back 4. Totti is injured. Hackney and McGree in the midfield with Jones on the right. Gibbs White in the middle. Sarmiento has been the better of him and Tav in terms of form on the left. Pissetto is having to start due to the suspension of Awoniyi still. And the big injury that we do have was Amad Diallo. He suffered an injury to his ankle in training and might return for the final game of the season. He might not. I'm not too sure. But we're going to go cautious. We're going to try and chop him inside. We were advised to go positive in this game, but I do not want to leave ourselves too open against this Liverpool side. I don't care that they're 8th in the league. I don't care that maybe they've underachieved this season. We need to be very, very wary of their threats, and as we know, they have plenty of them. The Liverpool side, well, look at the form. I didn't quite realise how bad the form of Liverpool's team was at the moment. They've not won in any of the last 5. So maybe now is a good time to play Liverpool. Maybe now is a good time to maybe try and attack this vulnerable Liverpool side. I'm just so wary of their threats and what they could pose going the other way. So I've changed it so we're balanced. But I am worried that that might cause us to be a little bit too open at the other end. And well, 3 minutes in already, Liverpool with a chance, cutting inside. Luis Diaz with a shot over the bar for Liverpool. Luckily for us, it was off target. And now we have a free kick, and well, we are boxed in. Oh, that just looked like it was always going to go wrong. Luckily, Gibbs White wins it back. Now Isaiah Jones. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Stop dilly-dallying on the ball. This is what really worries me about this Boro side. We need to increase the tempo. We need it to be as high as possible because we are so susceptible to losing the ball. But Pissetto has scored! And he might be offside. Oh, I was too busy changing the tactic. I think he's off. Let's have a little look. Manning. Oh, it's tight, it's so tight. It's so tight. I think they're having to have a really long look at it. Well, they're having another look. Let's have a look. Is he on? No, he's onside. He's onside. He was played on by Van Dijk. And it's going to be 1-0. Get in. It's 1-0 to Boro. Come on, boys. And instantly now Liverpool are going to equalise, aren't they? Yeah, penalty. Great! Just when we get ourselves into a fantastic position. Well done, Darragh Lenihan. That's going to be given. What is with this team? We lacked so much discipline. It's ridiculous. We're just sending off penalties. I mean, we've been in front barely a minute, and it's 1 each because of a stupid penalty. I mean, you get yourself into this amazing position, and within a minute, you give it up. Unbelievably frustrating. I don't know why Hermansen's nervous. He's done nothing wrong. He's been let down by poor defending once again. That ball down the line has been left and eaten up by Alexander-Arnold. Now here is Salah. Back to Alexander-Arnold now. Here's Núñez into Szoboszlai. They've got runners. Luis Diaz is in behind. Defence is all over the shop here. And he's put it wide. I'm going to go cautious. I'm so wary of their threats and how bad we are at keeping the ball. Gibbs White, that was aimless. That's being defended with ease. Salah cuts inside. Neves now inside to Szoboszlai. Oh, they've just got players running everywhere. How do you even keep track? Salah scores. Is it offside? I mean, that was just... It's just players everywhere. Just runners left, right and centre for Liverpool. How the hell do you mark them all? Was he onside? Yes, he was. Of course he was. And the lead that we had has disintegrated. I mean, what a ball from Endo, by the way. But, yeah, our narrow lead has gone. We're going to have to go back to balance. Leeds have equalised at Tottenham, which is all we need. And now Liverpool have a corner. They don't look like a side who've not won in the last 5, do they? They really don't. Of course they don't. Hermansen making another fantastic save. And it was a corner that nothing came of. I mean, we've had one shot and we've scored with it. Wolves are ahead. That's not going to help our situation either. I mean, were we ever expected to win this game? Probably not, but I am just so disappointed by how we've just not managed this game at all. From 1-0 up. And, I mean, Liverpool are running rings round us here. Salah makes it 3. Let's just draw a line under this game because essentially we've been torn apart. The defence has been made to look really, really, really bad. And apart from the goal, we've been awful. You've been terrible. Sort it out. Which I think we have. I think we've been terrible. Absolutely terrible. We can't cope with them at all. And as it stands, we could do with a Tottenham goal because the gap's now 3 points again. And we're going positive, but there's just nothing. We're just not offering a thing going forward. So let's bring on Tav. Gibbs White's having a good game, to be fair. Zaya isn't, which is annoying, but we don't have Diallo to make any sort of change there. Yeah, let's change that up on the left-hand side. Highlight again for Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk. Back to Geertruida. Alexander-Arnold playing that inverted full-back role. Salah, he's absolutely done manning there. Cuts inside to Neves, who's got the freedom of T-side. And Hermansen makes an absolute meal of the save. And palms it straight into Darwin Núñez. And it is 4-1. Game over. Game over. I don't even want to watch. It's just commentary. Whatever. I'm really not bothered. We've been awful. Absolutely awful. I'll make some changes for change's sake. Ideguchi for Hackney. Matson for Manning. Arroyo for, yeah, whatever. And we've had 2 shots, 1 on target. This is not what we needed. Thankfully, Tottenham have scored. So the gap to Leeds is not going to grow as it stands. Wolves, though, look like they are going to edge themselves clear and probably are going to be safe now. So it's Leicester and Leeds are the 2 who are both losing. Oh no, Leeds have got a late equaliser. Yeah, I'm disappointed with the performance. I'm not going to say any more. Leeds got a late equaliser. Oh, it's so jammy. Right, draw a line under that. Forget about it. Leeds and Leicester within 3 points. Which means essentially it could come down to the next game. Which we should win because we're at home to Norwich. And I mean, if we don't win, then I don't quite know what we're going to do. If we can't beat Norwich, it's a huge game. It's the biggest game of the project so far, and it could give us a fighting chance going into the final day. But if we lose it, relegation could be confirmed. So it's all going to come down to this. We are here for the Norwich game. They are ahead of us in the league now, as it stands as well. They're 1 point clear of us, so they are another side we now have to consider. Elsewhere, Leeds did pick a point up at Bournemouth, which means they're now 4 points clear of us, so we can't be ahead of them come the final day. And Leicester lost. So despite them having a stronger goal difference, we can level on points with them, but we cannot be out of the relegation zone until the very, very, very final day. But as it stands, if we were to draw today, we would still have a chance of survival, but we would need Leicester and Norwich to both lose their final games of the season. Leicester head to Tottenham and Norwich head to Wolves, which would have been a big game if Wolves hadn't pretty much got themselves safe at this point. Leeds also to be considered as well. They'll be hoping that we draw to Norwich today. If one of us wins, it drags them right into it. But this is it. This is it, guys. This is the equivalent of a playoff final, but essentially a playoff final to stay in the Premier League. It all pretty much comes down to this game. Anything less than a draw and we're relegated. If we lose this game, then we are down. So I'll get the team ready for what is undoubtedly the biggest game of our time as Boro boss. So here is the team. This has to be the team as far as I'm concerned. So Matza Manson is in goal. Rue Walters, we've got Darrell Lenihan, Rav Vandenberg and Ian Matson in the back four. Wasn't a fan of Manning's last performance, so we've dropped Matson back in at left back. We're keeping Hackney and McGree in there. McGree's been in better form of late, as has Isaiah Jones until he played Liverpool, but obviously Diallo is still injured, so we are still going to keep Isaiah Jones on the right. Tavernier is actually going to come in for Sarmiento on the left, with Gibbs White in behind the returning Taiwo Awoniyi, who thankfully is finally back, but yeah, what a time it could be for him to step back into the Boro side when we probably need that little bit of extra quality. But this is it. Anything less than a draw, we're relegated. A win, and it's on. It's absolutely on. We've got nothing to lose here. Do I really say that? I mean, we have got... Go and show the world you've got what it takes. That's gone down really, really well. This is a playoff final, essentially, guys. It's absolutely massive. And we obviously know what's happened earlier in the day. Norwich have had a run of win-loss, 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 so I'm hoping this is their loss. But, wow. This is absolutely huge. This is what it all comes down to. The 2 seasons we battled to get into the Premier League. We looked at this game at the start, didn't we? And we thought, wow, this could be big. Well, here we go. Here we are. What? Oh my God, they've scored already. It's still on commentary, isn't it? And it's just showed me a Norwich goal 17 seconds in. You are kidding. You're actually kidding me. The biggest game of our career, and we've conceded in the first 17 seconds. Wow. Wow. I mean, it couldn't be a worse start. I can't believe what's happened. We've absolutely blown it. Berate them. They know the importance of this game. We had a team meeting beforehand. What the hell has gone on in this first half? We need 3 goals in the second half, or we're down. You've been terrible. We've got knocks to Gibbs-White. We've got knocks to Tavernier. And we've got to go for it. We have got to go for it in the second half. We've got absolutely no choice. I've put 3 strikers on the bench for a reason. And, well, 2 strikers on the bench. And they're all coming on. How are we going to work this? How are we going to work this? Right, we're going to actually keep our width. We'll have Sarmiento on for Tav, who has annoyingly picked up a knock. 4-2-2. And then we're going to have to take off one of the central midfielders and put another striker on. We've got to. We got to go for it. We have got to go for it. It is as simple as that. This is to stay in the Premier League. I don't know why on earth Peseta was that far up. I don't know what the hell has happened there. Probably because he's set to attack. But yeah, Awonyi, complete forward, attack. Martial, advanced forward, attack. Mentality, attacking. It's now or never, guys. Hackney is going to go off for Ideguchi, who is going to be our sitter. This is it. This is it. We're going for it. We've got to go for it. We've got to absolutely throw everything at this. Even if we can recover a point, there's a chance, but just still seems like there's nothing from us. I'm demanding more from the boys. But what a time to drop an absolute calamitous performance. We're going to have to go very attacking. We're into the final 15 minutes. We need a goal, and we need a goal now. Maatsen, Sarmiento, he's got so many forwards to aim for, and he's not found a single one of them. Walters. No. That was the highlight? A cross? Really? Or is it going to be a Norwich highlight where they're going to counter-attack us and score? That'll be the highlight. Go on, FM. Do it. Just do it. I think it's over, guys. I think it's over. Project Boro is about to come to an end. What the was that pass? We wanted to take the boys as far as we could. Peseta, he's not even... Someone just head the ball. Why is Peseta not heading the ball there? Lenahan's now injured. Of course he is. Oh my God, they've hit the post. Martial's now injured. Of course he is. Everyone's getting injured. Who do we even bring on? Tav? We can't even bring him on. We can't bring anyone on. We've got no subs, so we're down to 10 men as well. Talk about ending in a whimper. Summing up our season. Injuries. Ideguchi's got a knock as well. I mean, it's all gone to pot on the final day. Oh, not even the final day, the penultimate day. A pathetic first half performance is going to see us relegated. Rubbish. Rubbish. End it now, please. Plays it back to the goalkeeper. That's it. Done. We are relegated. It is done. Not even going to go to it. Game over. We are down. Norwich have edged out of the relegation zone with that win, dropping Leicester in. And it will be between Leeds, Norwich and Leicester to see who stays up on the final day. Our season has come pretty much to an end. We've been relegated. Martial's out. He's finished at the Boro now. Tab's injured. Lenahan's injured. Iguchi's injured. The Port have gave us a budget of 1.2 million for the coming season. Oh, bloody hell. Boys, we've been relegated. Surely we don't have to fund all. Where's the parachute payments? Have we just not got them yet? Well, that is it, guys. I'm going to skip through the Newcastle game. I really don't even want to go there, to be honest with you. I'll skip through it. I'll stick commentary on and see if we win or whatever, but it doesn't matter now, does it? We are relegated back to the Championship. And, well, in terms of Project Boro, could be it. Well, we did beat Newcastle on the final day with 10 men as well. So out of all the times to pull out a performance, we pulled one out now. It's a shame we couldn't have done this earlier, but Awonyi scored 4, Manning got sent off, and we won 4-3. I mean, it's typical that now is the time we opt to bring out a performance like that. But it wouldn't have been enough anyway, because Norwich beat Wolves, which means they'd have stayed up anyway. Leeds won away at Blackburn, so they'd have stayed up anyway. So even if we'd have beat Norwich, we still would. Oh no, we would have stayed up if we'd have beat Norwich by a point, because they'd have been on 13-7. But a draw against Norwich still would not have been enough. We'd have still been a point behind them. So essentially, the 3 teams who come up, Leicester, Boro, Blackburn, are the 3 teams who went down again. And Arroyo's gone off injured as well, so we've just gotten flipping injuries all over the shop. Yeah, we finished with a ton of injuries. It's just been a bonkers end of the season. I mean, look at all them injuries that we've got. But yeah, essentially that's where it's finished. Yeah, just had too many spells. I think earlier in the season we went on a terrible run where we couldn't really quite find the right balance. If we'd have done that and found the balance, we might have picked up a couple of results here and there, which would have made the difference. I look at the recent, the loss at Man United when we were winning, dropping 2 points at the end against Tottenham. But they're all fine margins. All sides will go through the same sort of thing. In terms of the Project Boro as a series, a lot of relegation release clauses are now available to be triggered, so we might lose quite a few of our best players. I don't know how far back the email was, but yeah, it did list. There we go. So relegation clauses: so Iguchi, Walters, Muslija, Matson, Hermansen, Totti, Gibbs, White, Awonyi, Finch all might leave with them relegation release clauses, or they might stay. Who knows? We've got plenty of players who want to move on as well. Yeah, we might come back to this series. We've been given an E by the board, so you never know. We might get sacked. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that at the moment, but yeah, we've had 3 seasons of Project Boro. We've got to the Premier League. I would love to have kept us up and kept going. Do I want to go through the Championship again? Maybe not right now. Maybe in the future we might return to this series and try and get Boro back up again. But I think I'm going to draw a line under Project Boro from here. This is how we did as our time as Boro boss. So we played 154 games, won 70, drew 31, lost 53. Scoring 261 goals, conceding 230. We had a win percentage of 45%, which I think was alright. In fairness, 1 promotion, 1 relegation. We've earned 2.1 million in our career, spent 109 million pounds, bought 15 players, sold 19. Biggest money spent was on Gibbs White, buying him for 24 million. Selling Dale Fry was our biggest fee that we received, selling him for 19 million. And that's it. I mean, yeah, we could go through the season review and all that stuff, but for me, yeah, we might have a look back at that when we pick this series back up, if we pick this series back up at some point down the line. But I'm going to probably just focus on my journeyman save now and really make some ground on that. And park Project Boro for now. It was a good old ride. We did well. We got Boro up, which was awesome, and had some alright days in the Premier League. But essentially, the jump up was sadly just that tiny bit too far. But that is it for now, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, do hit the like button and subscribe for much more. Leave me a comment in the section below with your thoughts, as always. And yeah, we'll return one day to this series. When that day is, I don't know yet. But keep your eyes peeled for that, and do keep looking out for my Journeyman career mode with Darlington at the moment, which we'll still be ploughing on as normal. But until next time, guys, a big thank you for watching Project Boro, a big thank you for enjoying it, and yeah, until next time, do take care, guys, and I'll see you all very soon.